Hello, I'm Hannah, and I'm going to tell you a story all about the fairies that live in the rainbow. Are you ready? Great. Did you know how rainbows are formed? Some people say that they're formed when the light shines through the rain. But I know differently. Shh, it's a secret. They're actually formed because the world needs to be painted. The red fairy paints the roses and the Christmas berries. The yellow fairy makes the sun shine bright, and the golden daffodils tell us that it's spring. If you eat a juicy orange, yep, you guessed it, it was painted by the orange fairy. And all the leaves in the trees and the soft grass you walk upon was painted very carefully by the green fairy. The sea is blue because of the paint mixed by the blue fairy. And the indigo and violet plums and grapes and tropical fish are painted with utmost care by the tiny purple fairy. Usually, all the fairies live happily in their multicoloured home and go about their job very studiously. They wash each other's brushes and advise on how dark a shade a poppy should be, or how green the Christmas trees should be this year. But one day, it all changed. The rain rained, the sun shone, and the rainbow came out ready for painting. The orange, yellow, green, blue and purple fairies picked up their brushes and prepared to slide down the rainbow, ready to start painting. Red, however, was in a very grumpy mood. "I'm bored of red," she said. "I'm bored of roses and parrots and sunrises. I particularly hate painting robins' tummies because sometimes they peck me. I want to paint the sea and the sky or the grass. Red is just so boring." But you can't paint the sea," spluttered the blue fairy. "The sea is blue, not red. The humans would get ever so confused." "Fine, then I'll paint some bananas. At least they won't peck me." And she stormed off and slid down the rainbow. Our bananas aren't red," yelled the yellow fairy. "It would just be wrong. Besides, they were on my list to paint today, and I spent all night getting the shade right." "Oh dear," muttered Orange. "Today is going to be a very difficult day." So all the fairies decided to follow Red and slid off after her, following the red paint drops. After a while, they found her with her paintbrush hovering over a large leaf. "Stop!" they all chorused. "You can't confuse the animals and humans," shouted Green. "They won't know what's safe to eat." "If you paint everything the wrong colour," chipped in Purple, "we'll have to clean it and start all over again." "Then we won't get around to painting all the things that need painting today," said Yellow. "And the world will turn white." At the thought of a colourless world, all the fairies leapt at Red, attempting to stop her crazy colouring. Brushes flew into the air, paint spilled, and wings were splattered. When there was no paint left, and they were all exhausted, they slumped on the now rather interesting coloured grass to catch their breath. "I'm so sorry," said Red, crying multicoloured tears. "I was just so bored of being red all the time." The fairies went up to her to give her a hug. But where was Red? They glanced around at each other in surprise. All the fighting had caused the magic paint to cover every fairy with every colour of the rainbow. And something very strange had happened. There were no longer red, yellow, orange, green, blue and purple fairies. Instead, there were 6 rainbow-coloured fairies. "Now we can paint any colour we want!" shouted Red with happiness. "We can take the colour in turns!" Everyone jumped for joy and started dancing around, gathering their discarded brushes and paint pots. "Let's go for it, fairies!" shouted Blue. And after a quick paint refill, they skipped off into the world to paint the flowers, the trees, and the animals, and the grass. Each time the rainbow appeared, each fairy took a different colour into the world, and no one ever got bored again. If you'd like to make your own rainbow peg fairies, you can go to my website. I'll put the link in the description box, and there's lots of kits there to choose from. In the meantime, make sure you like and subscribe to my channel. I'll be uploading some more stories soon, so hopefully see you then. Bye!